And that's why you don't talk to the police, because they are going to try to put words in your mouth.
Finally, at the end of a 2-week saga, essentially a week and a half, we are seeing the end of the Scottie Scheffler drama in Louisville, Kentucky, with the Louisville Metro Police Department and District Attorney's Office refusing to file charges. And as we're going to learn from Scottie's attorney, they are not going to be able to bring these charges down the road. This is a wash. Both parties are agreeing to leave the table, no harm, no foul. That does not come without statements from both sides of the equation, Scottie and the police officer, Detective Brian Gillis. He has come out and proven himself to be as big a clown as we thought he was. As we learned more, it seemed like what we thought initially was an overreaction seems to continue to be true, and I'll use the word that I used in the last video, which is inconsistencies. This means that two things cannot be true at the same time, and what we saw in the video that was released did not necessarily jive with what the written account of the events were.
We were pleased that the case was dismissed today. Obviously, was dismissed without prejudice, or with prejudice, which is something that we had required. We were prepared to go forward and litigate this matter. We were also prepared to litigate the case civilly. Actually, we were going to start beginning litigating it civilly on Monday, whenever Scottie had to appear in court.
Scottie, being his normal classy self, comes out with this statement and just really gives homage to the gentleman that passed away, John Mills, a security guard on site at Valhalla during the PGA Championship. Unfortunately lost his life that morning. You know, Scottie, again, just keeping that top of mind and wishing Detective Gillis the best going forward. It seems like they may have had some one-on-one conversations since this incident has occurred. It seems like they're speaking directly to each other in each of their statements. However, we'll get to Detective Gillis's statement here in a second. Scottie Scheffler continues to prove himself as a stand-up human being, salt to the earth, what we really think that Scottie is. He's not one of these guys putting on the reputation for the cameras. This is truly who Scottie is. When it comes to Detective Gillis, you see his statement, which is somewhat serious at the very top. He's sticking with his report that was issued the day of the incident, that he was drugged, went to the ground, sustained injuries. We do not have video of that. We already know what this gentleman's record is. He is not exactly the cleanest cop on the streets, hasn't proven himself to be the most well-behaved officer and following the rules of the department that he said he's worked under for the last 2 decades. He speaks directly to Scottie's attorney, Mr. Romines, I believe that's how they pronounce it, and says that he believes that the statements that are only coming from Scottie's attorney and not from Scottie himself. Again, it alludes to him having some direct contact with Scottie, particularly as it gets to the PS line in his letter where he addresses Scottie directly. And the most unserious part is talking about those $80 pants, saying that his department forces them to buy that type of pant. The Louisville Metro Police Department continues to underwhelm and be the unfortunate joke of police departments around the country. Scottie's attorney refers to an issue regarding Breonna Taylor, which happened a few years ago, where her home that she shared with her boyfriend was raided in a no-knock warrant, resulting in her death from the police shooting back at her boyfriend who thought his house was being broken into. Again, this is all as a mistake, and they were in the wrong home or given bad information. If Louisville Metro Police Department could do better, they would. Scottie not wanting to pursue any type of civil action as a result of this, just because the taxpayers of Louisville would be the ones to pay and not the police officer directly.
Lawsuits are paid by the taxpayers. If he prevails in civil litigation against LMPD, who pays that? Taxpayers of Louisville. He doesn't wish the taxpayers of Louisville to pay him for whatever occurred. Also, too, litigation is a distraction for anyone. And the truly historic season he is having right now, being involved in litigation would be a distraction. And as we've learned, you know, you all local know I was involved in Kenneth Walker's case. I was involved in David McAtee's case. litigation doesn't change what the police do. We can sue them and continually bring in those litigations, and it doesn't change.
If I ever end up in any trouble, I want Scottie Scheffler's PR team. He's said and done all the right things in this situation, and I think comes out looking a lot better than, of course, the police department, but just really proving himself to be one of those people that we can rely on and believe in. They always say don't meet your heroes because they're bound to disappoint you. I think we've seen a lot of Scottie Scheffler and what could be exposed as a really tough situation, and I think he's come out on the higher ground looking even better than he did before. He was already in really good standing with the public, and this just bolsters that even further. I think the only cherry on the top would be Scottie Scheffler coming out in regards to police reform and really tackling these things that we see on a daily basis throughout this nation with over-aggressive policing, just really making a call for change and saying that, hey, this can happen to anybody, anywhere, and that we really need to reevaluate how our policing standards go. It's affected the golf world. It's out there affecting real lives at this point.
If Scottie thought it would somehow make a positive difference, I'm sure he would be willing to do anything that would make a positive change in policing or anything else.
I do want to say that the unsung hero in this situation is Jarena Weathers, the district attorney in this particular area, who also refused to file charges, likely based on the lack of evidence or information that did not corroborate with that officer's original statement. So shout out to her for not pushing the line on this and making a bad situation even worse.
No, here's what happened is he is being interrogated after the most stressful situation of his life, right? And the officer is actually asking him leading questions and trying to get him to agree.
You get a lot of stuff out of this channel, y'all. A little business knowledge, a little technical golf knowledge, a little BS in here and there. You're in a well-rounded environment. So hit that subscribe button, hit that membership button. We got you covered on all things golf.